Welcome back to Lucky Frog Gaming. I'm your host, Crystal, and this is Joe.
And today we have something really special for you. Storm Dragons.
So this is a new game to us, but it has been published some years ago.
2021.
But what makes this so special is we have the opportunity to
Get an early release. So they just hit Kickstarter a couple days ago with their Fairy Dragon expansion, which is super cool. And we had a chance to actually sit down with the creators, Harvey and Carly, who
with Dragon Phoenix Games,
who I would go as far as say, like, they're friends now. We're in the inner gaming boarding circle with them, which is super cool. So they were nice enough to invite us over and give us early access to it, because we were proudly the first backers of their Kickstarter campaign. There is a link to the campaign in the description of this video. Go check it out, because you are not going to want to miss your opportunity to get in on this. Real quick, covering the campaign. If you already are lucky enough to own Storm Dragons base game, you can pick up the Fairy Dragons expansion.
Which you don't want to miss, especially if you own the base game.
Yeah, adds a lot. It adds a Fairy Dragon faction, some new storms, and it is beautifully done. Carly actually did all of the artwork herself for this expansion, which I always appreciate. Even as somebody who works in AI a lot, this is somewhere I don't want AI to go. I like the fact that, Carly does the art. Harvey has the engineering and mechanical background to do a lot of the gameplay mechanics, which is really engaging in this
Amazing game developers all around.
Just
haven't been disappointed yet.
Honestly, that's true. And that's hard to say. I can't think of another publisher that I can say I've enjoyed every game that they've published, but every game that Dragon Phoenix has put out, I can say I have
so far that we've played.
That's true.
I think there's quite a bit.
But definitely check them out on Kickstarter. You can actually get what we're showcasing here is all the dragons. So we got the base game, the Fairy Dragon expansion, which these cards literally just came off the printing press, so they will be packed when they are sent to you.
Are they still hot?
Yeah. Ooh, they are. They're hot. And we'll have an instruction manual. They were nice enough to print us out the rules, because, again, literally still in pre-production. Their Kickstarter is active, but you can back with all dragons and also get the Dragon Trappings expansion as well. So make sure that you complete your dragon collection. And obviously, we had to do that. All right, so let's open the main game to show you to get a feel
for the ones that don't already have the base game.
Yes. And I would say, if you said, who is this for? I think that there's actually an interesting cross section here. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, yes. Of different players that would be interested. Keep going. I'm going to narrate why you unbox here. If honestly, it sounds like, I immediately think my brother is a large. First of all, he loves dragons. He does have 2 dragons fighting tattooed on his back. That's the whole thing. But so he would love this just because he's dragon themed. But he's also a very big Magic the Gathering player. But he's got some smaller kids that, obviously, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, very complex, lots of rules. But this feels, it doesn't play anything. It's not like Magic the Gathering. It's just, I feel like people that like that kind of, like a card game, There's some drafting mechanics that are a bit more advanced too, that you can get in. And your idea is that you're going to build these flights of dragons and battle each other, which is cool. Plays a little almost like battle poker.
Because like what you said before is there's a game for everybody. And this one has like some different mechanics that could target a different group of board gamers as well as just traditional board gamers.
Yeah, it plays 2 to 4 players, actually 2 to 6, I'm sorry. Actually plays up to 6 players. And it's about an hour-long game. You can actually tweak it a little bit because they do, like, depending on how many cards. But if you use the full decks, you can expect about an hour or so playthrough. So let's see. What do we get in the box? What's in the box?
I'm so glad you asked, Joe. So first things first, I think it is organized really well. I already love that tremendously. But you have a holder for all the cards, which looks like it could very easily fit the expansion too.
I believe they said it is designed to fit the expansion. These will be. Oh, I like the eye.
I know. I saw that.
I really like that. Those are cool eyes. And
we also have our day night token.
So again, like, I appreciate when you include premium features in the base game. So this metal coin here does a couple functionalities. I will say, I think this is like Harvey's specialty. So when you talk to Harvey about how he approaches game development and the way his engineering mind works, he doesn't like anything to really, like, if you're going to have a component, he wants it to be multifaceted, which is absolutely just some next level planning. And so this token is a day and night token. It also indicates who has priority and initiative, and adds some other benefits. So it's a fantastic piece, and it is element. And the dogs are so excited. They hear it.
Can't contain their excitement.
They just can't contain their excitement about Sword Ray. There you go. You can see one of their butts wiggling with excitement over this. But let's keep going, because the next thing I'm going to nerd out on. So if you watched any of our videos, for me, and obviously you can actually see from our very own custom neoprene mat, I don't like cardboard mats anymore. I don't like cardboard plate. I like the neoprene feel. It feels more luxurious. It feels just more, I don't know, it's more satisfying in every way, especially in card game. And I think that's probably another reason that gave me kind of that Magic or like collectible card game feel, is that you usually play collectible card games on mats, especially more recently. Like, that's a very common thing, is that players have mats. And so Dragon Phoenix includes out of the box, which is impressive. Not 1, not 4, but 6. Enough to do a full 6-player game. Like, when I tell you, has there been a game genuinely that included the neoprene mats that was out of just the base?
I don't know, but I haven't played every game there.
Sure, but I would say by far and away, neoprene mats are usually a premium upgrade. So the fact that you get all 6 included in the base game, which I think the base game's only $40 actually, because we got everything, because the all-in with both of the expansions and the base game, $70. It was a no-brainer for me. So these are the play mats, which again are gorgeous. They help organize your battle. You're going to put your dragons and your storms here. It's got spots for your discards and your victory points. Like, and it's great. Like it's a battlefield. It feels very thematic to it.
They're gorgeous.
And it fits so nicely in the box. So the box is already designed for that, which is another thing. Usually we have these we have rolls of me. I'm looking at you, and I don't want to call myself out because you know.
Please. Yes, I do. Which one?
Terraforming Mars.
Oh, because someone had to have them all.
I think you can actually see the box in the very back corner over there. The giant Terraforming Mars box with
just mats.
And then there's a box just for the mats because the mats obviously don't fit in. So the fact that the mats.
But you see who has one box up there, right?
Well,
everything fits so nicely in that box.
The box that you haven't even unpacked.
I have.
All of.
I have.
You played one of the 20 expansions of Everdale. Anyway, we're not here to talk about those. We're here to talk about Storm Dragons. So in this game, you will be. Here, you want to open those?
I will.
Battling dragons, and there's some really cool mechanics. So I'm going to showcase some of them here. These are the new fairy dragons. So I feel like I won the game. I've never seen that dragon before. Well, you wouldn't have, because in fact this is one of the new ones, the Enchanter. And so the way that the cards are structured is along the edge here. You have a couple things. You have the day and the night. So whether you're battling at day or night will depend on its powers and sometimes its abilities. And you'll also notice it's like staggered. So let me see if I can't. Here's a good one. Actually, this one's really interesting because some of them are, have, this one does not have any abilities or anything, and you can see it doesn't actually have any big numbers. Now, what this means is it's kind of the opposite of Juggernaut. See if you can find a Juggernaut in there. I love the Juggernaut. It's the way that you're going to build your dragon fleet is that you have a head dragon who's like the leading the pack. I think the way Harvard described it as like birds. They fly in a flock, which here you're going to be building, you're going to be stacking your dragons. So you're going to have, the Juggernaut. I like the Juggernaut. You'll have a head dragon. Then you'll have wing dragons and tail dragons. And that becomes important because there are different cards that impact that. So if we look here, so like one of my favorite guys, just because he's just, brute strength, the Juggernaut. He's got a big number only. And then if we look at kind of the opposite of him, which would be, so this is why I can't be a weatherman. I can't, like, multi-camera, Drake. So the way this would work is if I had the Juggernaut out and then I went to play the Drake, I would place it behind it. And the way that you do it is you line these borders up like so. And so you can see if it was day, my attack power would now be 14 because you take all the numbers that you can see. Now, if you played this incorrectly, like I could technically, there's nothing technically wrong with stacking them like this. But you can see now in this order, I only have the 5 visible. And so my power is now only 5. Now, what's interesting is you might not ever stack them like that because that would be a bad stack. However, there are storms and other abilities that might change your head dragon, that might move your stack around. So there's a lot of different strategic elements that are at play when you're battling. And it is kind of like poker in the sense each round, essentially you're going to have at least 5 cards is probably the easiest way to say that, because there are some scenarios you can end up with more than 5 cards
or less if you
not at the start.
Well, I guess at the start.
The start. Okay. At the start of the round, you're going to have at least 5 cards, and players take turns playing 1 card onto their battlefield, whether it's a storm or a dragon, and it's kind of like a game of like. Not necessarily a chicken. It's like
he classifies it as a souped-up trick-taking game.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a battle trick taking game but you're building your trick. It's not like most trick taking games is like I lead, everybody plays, and then somebody wins the hand.
Correct.
So this is you actually are building dynamically your cohesive trick on your battlefield. So like I said, like if I was building it here, you know, I'm gonna start building my play mat here, and then I might have a what's going on over there. I might, you know, put a tornado in play. Or you're gonna pop out some eyes. And then I would look and I would go, okay, my current power, we'll assume that its day is 14, 15, 16. I mark that on my tracker. And now it goes around. And at any point, if you're in control, which means that you have the...
You have it.
How did you... Where is it? Where's the... I got it. I was like, I don't know, we lose our coin already. If you have the highest strength at the end of your turn and you have the priority token, which is designated by it touching your mat, so you know who has priority, you can initiate a challenge. Now, one of the other, again, like I mentioned, Harvey likes the multi-feature. This has a +1 feature. So if I said, I'm going to initiate the challenge, I would put that on my set. I would also get +1 because I was the challenger. And now everybody else gets one more turn. So everybody else gets to play one more dragon, or you can essentially fold, which I think is concede, right? Is that the term? Which means I can't beat your dragons. I'm not going to put any more dragons into the battle. I've already lost. At which point then the challenger takes all of the dragons, much like a trick-taking game.
That's been played.
All the dragons that were played, and then they go into the victory pile. So that is, and again, so from that perspective, it's very easy. I was, you know, there was a couple things that I was a little, I don't know. I was at first, I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be, because the decks are big. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be so many different dragons. And, you know, they all have, you know, a lot of them have abilities. But then once you realize it's very much like a deck of cards, like there's a lot of kind of like the core dragons. Mm-hmm. So you start to actually learn them. Like immediately, I was like, where's my juggernaut? Like I know, you'll start to know the dragons very quickly. And the storms. And
their ability of what they can do.
Right. So you start to become very familiar with it, which makes it very fluid. And I think the more you play it, like the faster you could go. But each game's going to play very differently because there's a wide range. The trappings expansion, which will crack open, Crystal will crack open, adds in some additional essentially like equipment mechanics that make it a little bit more, you know, you have some more options during that battle phase of like, are you going to equip or not? But then from a scoring perspective as well, it's very straightforward. In your victory pile, how many dragons do you have? That's your points. And whoever has the most dragons wins. So from that angle, it's also very easy to do kind of the end game scoring. In general, trappings expansion. I like this a lot. I'm looking forward to playing it. We're going to be taking it on our road trip.
Because we take games with us no matter where we go.
Yeah, if you run into us, we will almost certainly have games wherever we're at. This one's going in the game bag for sure. I can't wait to play it with my family. And here is the trappings cards. Look at this. Cool. Look. Yeah, so these are they're like equipment cards that you can equip your dragons with that can be used at the time of battle. So you just put them on your field and they stay there until you equip them. It adds another element of like, oh, I have to take that into account before I challenge because there's some abilities. So I really like all the dynamics. I think it's a very well thought out game. And honestly, I'm here for it. I can't wait to get to play some more full game playthroughs. Maybe we'll stream. I feel like I could definitely convince my brother.
I think so too.
To stream with us. He is dragon obsessed. Maybe I'll convince him to take off his shirt and show us his back tattoo.
Whoa.
No? All right, maybe that's too much. We'll keep it PG. But in conclusion, if you don't already own Storm Dragons, now's a great chance to get in on it. Mm-hmm. It's on Kickstarter now. Dragon Phoenix, absolutely fantastic indie game developers. So go support, true homegrown game development. They are the real deal. If you're looking for something that is truly unique, that's not going to be in every single collection, I don't know about you, but if I go to somebody's house and they're like, oh, I got games, and they pull out Ticket to Ride, I'm like, bro, come on. Get more interesting games. Show me Storm Dragons. Show me that you're really into the scene. That's what I want to see. Now that I don't love Ticket to Ride, I am the current reigning DFW champion. I
knew this is where this was going.
I had to bring it. I am currently the reigning Ticket to Ride champion in our local game group.
This is why you use that as a comparison, wasn't it? Just to bring this up and flex a little bit. A little bit. But no, definitely go check this out. If you already have the base game, hey, guess what? You can just pick up the Fairy expansion. It's $15. Definitely worth it. Add some new components. Refresh that game. And if you don't have the base game, it's a perfect opportunity to get it.
Definitely. Like we did. Absolutely. All right. Any other final thoughts or?
When do we get to play?
I'm gonna try out this camera and set up a game right now.
All right. Count me in.
All right. Well, until next time, stay lucky, stay gaming.